Do you ever have something in your life that you just don't want to do? Or something in your life, maybe a season in your life that you just want to like tap out? Like, I'm done with the season. It can fast forward and I can hop into the next season. Or do you just ever feel like completely overwhelmed with the direction that life is taking you? I was reminded of a quote from Robert Frost, I think is who it was. And he said, the best way out is always through. And that's rang true with me this morning as my mom has her second round of chemotherapy today. It's a perfect example of wanting to tap out in life. And I will say she's been super positive. She hasn't, she's gotten a little bit sick, but not nauseated, just a lot of nerve issues and pain and things like that. All the side effects, she's lost all of her hair. It's just horrible to think about, but that woman has been so positive. And I can't help but think that it's been the prayers from encouragement from you all, but from our church and our friends too, and our family. But no doubt she just wants to tap out of all of it. No doubt in a season of life that gets difficult, you just want to tap out because it just seems so overwhelming and all so much. But the only way out is through. And that rang true with me this morning again, because I feel like that all the time right now, all the time. And every day I wonder, how in the world do I move through it? You know, how? I'm a person that needs to know, like, literally, how do I take the next step? And I think, friends, it's just this. It's surrendering it each and every morning of the life that I didn't ever want. Somehow, this is my life. And praying for peace, praying that I will surrender, and then I'll just take each little step along the way. I won't look at the really big picture, because when I look at the big picture, it's like my mom, when she looks at the whole thing, you have to kind of look at a big scope of life, right? Especially when you're dealing with illness, or in my case, trying to figure out how to navigate a new unwanted life of a sudden death. But when you think too ahead, it's like really paralyzing. So it's just taking one step to the next, to the next, to the next. I always consider myself this big dreamer, and Quentin always says, we got to take the next step. I think this is just his reminder to me. Again, Lori, you just got to take the next step. Stop thinking about all the things, right? Because I've always had that big dreamer mentality of like, we're going to do this, and this is how we got there. This is how we're going to get there. I just have to be reminded what he would say, just take the next step. So this morning, friends, if you're overwhelmed with life and you don't know how to move forward, or you're wishing it to go away, the only way out is to go through it. So how do you do that? You just take one step that follows to the next step, that follows to the next step. And you may fall back 10. You take another step. You may fall back 8,000 steps. It's like what Ella and I were talking about. And feeling like in our healing with our grief, it's like we take a step and we take 8,000 steps back. Just get up and take another step. Don't look, friends, at all the mishaps around you, or all the potential failures or wrong steps that you're taking. Just take the next step. Just take the next step. And before you know it, my prayer is that I can look back at these videos one day and say, I got stronger by the day. Every step that I took that I didn't know that I was going to take, or that I didn't have a clue how to take, got me stronger for that next moment. And so I appreciate each and every one of you, your prayers about my mother and her healing. What an example she has set to just stay positive and take the next step. So friends, the only way out is through today. There's no shortcuts. I'm sorry. I wish there was. Wish there was a magic wand. But there's no way out but through. Walk through it, learn from it, just take the next step.